So Moody's has recently said that Aadhaar will not be reliable in India because of the hotness and humidity of India. What has the climate to do with Aadhaar? We will discuss it from the perspective of GS mains paper first as well and third as well. Now, as the world is growing hotter and more humid, why is Aadhaar becoming an enemy of the people? We will talk about that. From the perspective of your examination, GS mains paper first as well as third, it is important to be engaged with this class till the very end. This is the Telegram portal. Through this, you can get the PDF that I'm using, the roadmap that we will follow. Of course, we will know about the news, what is Aadhaar and how many people are dependent on it. What has Moody said about this? What has the government said? What is biometric types of it? And why is biometric not as secure as we think it to be? Also, what is the solution to this problem? We will discuss that. So Moody has said that Aadhaar is not reliable and hot and humid India. Government has said you haven't done any research or you do not have any evidence. How can you say it? Billions of people depend on it. Now Aadhaar is based upon biometric. Biometric has another issue with the reliability. That is why maybe Moody's has said that. We will talk about criticisms of biometric as well. See, what is an Aadhaar? It's a 12-digit unique identity code that has been provided to every Indian, and it enables identification for every resident Indian. That means it's an identification card. It establishes the uniqueness of every individual on the basis of this number, and that is based upon the biometrics of each and every individual. Each individual will be given a single unique Aadhaar ID number. Aadhaar will provide a universal identity infrastructure which can be used by any identity based application. It can be used for both public and private needs. Alright. And Aadhaar, I hope most of you know it. Whenever you go to take up your Aadhaar ID numbers, of course, what you must do, you must register your biometrics. What is biometric? We will talk about that as well. But let's talk about the history of Aadhaar. In 2006, when the government thought of providing welfare to most of the marginalized people, a unique ID, this particular concept came into existence. Thereafter, Aadhaar was born. And at the first meeting in 2007, the empowered group of ministers recognized the need to create a residence database so that the government can have better outreach. So this leads to the creation of Aadhaar. Unique Identification Authority of India created in 2009, Nandan Nilekani was appointed as the first chairman. So the government brought in the National Identification Authority of India Bill in 2010. Justice K.S. Puttaswamy said that this infringes upon the privacy of individuals in 2012. Then in 2017, we of course saw how the privacy judgment came into being. So in 2012, Justice K.S. Puttaswamy said that no, this infringes upon the privacy of the individual. So Supreme Court passed an interim order in September 2013 stated that no person shall be denied of any benefits if they are not having the Aadhaar card. Just on the basis of that, this cannot be done, that we are not going to give you welfare benefits. Now, in March 2016, the government did something very unique. It introduced the Aadhaar targeted delivery of financial and other subsidies, benefits and services bill as a money bill, and that happened in the Lok Sabha. So Speaker has all the power to designate any bill as a money bill, and this has been the reason why Aadhaar, this particular bill, was passed. So by early 2017, various ministries made Aadhaar mandatory. That means only this particular identity card will be accepted for welfare, pension, employment schemes, any other thing as well. And it also was made mandatory for filing of income tax returns. Now, in 2017, July 7, Supreme Court said that all Aadhaar issues will be addressed by a constitution bench. And on January 17, 2018, a 5-judge constitution bench, it began hearing 30 petitions that were challenging its validity. In March, that was just approximately after 2 months of the arguments against Aadhaar, Center begins its defense. On May 10th, the court reserved the verdict. The 38-day hearing is the second longest oral hearing after the 1973 Kesavaranda Bharti case. After struggling with many challenges, Aadhaar came into existence. Now, what is the what concerns are there that Moody has said that there is a lot of problem about Aadhaar. First of all, it has related Aadhaar with Sam Altman's newly launched World Coin. It says that a lot of people depend on it. The scale of operation is very large for both the things, and also the innovation is very unique. But it has also said that Aadhaar system has had a burden of establishing authorization and concerns about biometric reliability that has rendered all other documents such as voter's ID, PAN card, election card, all this is now not no longer needed, or it's just like a secondary document. Aadhaar, because of its scale of work and the people it has in its blanket, that is why we can say that it has been burdened. This is what Moody's has said. Moody's has also suggested that decentralized digital identity can be one of the solutions. We will talk about this by the end in the solutions. And it can be a strategic response to the security and privacy vulnerabilities which have been posed by centralized ID systems like Aadhaar, and more robust and private avenue for managing digital identities it is, in which in my wallet, in my personal wallet, at a decentralized level, I can have my own identities with respect to Aadhaar. Now, what is biometric? Bio means living things. Metric means measurement. So, measurement of the living things in different ways is biometric. And there are different things such as behavioral biometric. How you behave is one of the things that can show you unique, or make you different from other people. How you type, how you navigate, how you interact. Then we have other physical biometric identities such as signature, face recognition, eye scanner, retina, iris, voice recognition, fingerprints. Then we have chemical and vein biometric identifiers such as DNA and vein recognition. So these are the various things through which your identity can be established as different from others. UPSC can definitely ask you this physical and what kind of consider the following options are given. How many of the above can be used to create biometric identification? So remember that. All right. Now, what we know so far, is this reliable or not? Biometric is reliable or not? What we know from the current data is that it's not as reliable as we think, because the picture of the fingerprint or the iris scan, it is not actually stored in the format of picture only. It is like different points of your attributes to be connected, and in that form only it is stored. It is not like a high resolution digital picture, first of all. So your fingerprint, your iris scan may be different from others, but supposedly if this is your fingerprint, supposedly this storage of biometric will take care of certain points like this, and then it will add those points, and in the form of points and lines it will store the data. So the next time you go for biometric, once again you have to place your finger in a similar pattern, and this sometimes changes, and this is the reason why some people they fail to get their data recognized for this very reason. Also, do you know that there are some people whose biometric can't be done ever? This has been suggested by many of the researchers that some people's their fingerprints and certain points and lines on their fingerprints change most of the time. And some people cannot be recognized by the biometric machine ever. It's not for everyone. So this is another issue. And by aging also, the kind of fingerprints that we may have in the younger times, it is not going to be the same when we talk about the upcoming times, as in the kind of data that is stored by this biometric device. It becomes different. By aging, our iris retina also ages. So that can be another problem. And in hot and humid times, specifically if I talk about laborers, they work so much. They work so much that sometimes their fingerprints may differ from the kind their biometric has been stored. So this is one of the reasons why Moody's has said it. Also, due to hotness and humidity, it is possible. A lot of times it has been seen that tropical countries biometric becomes an issue in those countries. Biometric data is very easy to copy. Just by clicking a picture of somebody, I can also use their biometric if facial recognition has to take place. Artificial intelligence is going at a such fast pace. We are seeing it. You people sometimes need to fact check. It is so dangerous right now. I can make anybody say anything just because I have artificial intelligence superpower. So you need to check it. Has this person said it or not? It looks something that has been generated by artificial intelligence. So deep voice, machine learning, all this has been one of the ills of artificial intelligence. And if it gets into the hands of other people, those people who are actually dangerous for the country, it can do great damage. Biometric vulnerabilities are more true in remote scenarios. This is what I'm talking about, artificial intelligence. As the world becomes more, specific to artificial intelligence, more centric to artificial intelligence, it becomes more challenging for the biometric to stand the test of time. Moving on. How many people are dependent on it? As of 2023, July 31st, 765.30 million Indians linked Aadhaar with their ration card so that they can get the benefits of PTS. Over 280 million residents have linked Aadhaar cooking gas connection so that they can get addressed under PEHL. This much Aadhaar have been uniquely linked with the bank accounts on their NPCI mapper. And almost 100% of the farmers have been beneficiary under PM Kisan Yojana. These are connected via Aadhaar. So this is a bulk of population. So there is a good chance that many people from this amount may get their database wronged just because of their biometrics. Biometrics is not very reliable. Now, the CAG has also said certain things about it. There is an issue of data matching. There have been issues when it comes to matching of the database that is secured in the database, centralized database, and the person who are trying to get access to it. So, this has happened even after 10 years of registration. This has been said by our own CAG. Shortfalls have been there in archiving of Aadhaar. When it is of utmost importance, when we have to maintain a database for archives, this is considered as one of the best practices in the world to have an archive database. Also, it has criticized, yeah, this I have already told you, it doesn't have an archiving policy. So that is vital storage management best practices. We have to ensure that we start doing it. This is one of the solutions. Now, P2I batches we have launched from 22nd of September. The batches are closing from 30th. Make sure that you take admission. Everything will be covered for prelims, mains and interview. Even a StudyIQ campus program is there. I mean, if you are able to qualify UPSC Prelims 2024, you will be called to the campus to prepare for the mains examination without any extra charges. This costs 70,000, but if you use the code PDLive, you can get it for 29,999. This is an evening batch. Whatever classes you have missed, you will get it accessible. It will be made accessible through the recorded version. Okay. Now, what is the solution? We can do one thing. Biometrics are there, but also how can we ensure that it is not somebody else who is using my biometric? It can be done now. So, another authentication factor can be used. This can be kind of a PIN. I have got access to the biometric. After that, it could be a non-biometric authentication. That can be one of the short-term measures. Another thing is that we have very important decentralized ID. It allows individuals to own and control their own digital credentials because right now your biometric is everywhere. It is everywhere. Privacy is a myth right now. This is something that has been flagged time and again to the UIDAI. Also, in DID, a person's personal data is securely stored in their digital wallet. Process of verifying their identity doesn't rely on single centralized institution so that it can be used by everyone. And it occurs on a decentralized digital ledger such as blockchain technology. So we can use this as well so that it becomes more authorized and reliable. I hope you understood this particular class well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.